Hi, Jess.
Hi, Lauren.
Welcome to Conspi-Reality.
Welcome to a smoky Conspi-Reality.
Oh my gosh, we have the wildfires going on right now in Chicago, and it's like...
This is way worse than that last summer when we had it.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like the worst mother ever. I was still on maternity leave and like trying to get out and like get my walks in. So I took my little newborn for a long stroll through the park, get home to find out the air quality is horrible. And I was like, oh, I'm so glad I just did that. But this time I stepped out just from my door to our hallway of our building. And I was like, it smells like a bonfire in here.
Right. So if you're listening to this and you think, oh, thank God we don't have that, just get ready the next couple of days.
Coming your way from good old Canada. Thanks so much for ruining my summer.
Thanks. Like, stop with the wildfires. Like, whoever is having those gender reveals where they light off stuff, Jessica, like, I want to know who. I want to have names at this point. They should be published.
Is it confirmed that's what started this one?
Or that, or Gen, Real Housewives of OC Jen. Did you see her son? He started a fire.
Which one? The one that just got the 100-mile-per-hour speeding ticket?
You would have to think, because it's not the one in the Marines, and then the younger one's too young.
I would hope not the Marine. Yeah. Oh, my God. And she's like, he's my good kid. Well, it doesn't seem like he's going down that path anymore, does it?
No. And she's like, thank God no one was hurt. And it's like, are you kidding me? Why was he even doing that? So tonight we got Bravo on the headlines. There's a lot of things that are happening, Jessica, that I want to get your take on. Then we'll move into Real Housewives of OC. It premiered last week. The good old gang is back, which I have thoughts on. I'm sure you do too.
Yeah.
And then we're going to hit In the City, Next Gen, and we'll end on The Valley, which, I just think a lot of people have checked out. But let's start with Bravo on the headlines. So we didn't touch on this, but I think we should, because have you seen that there's a new Ladies of London premiering on Hayu?
Is it Real Housewives of London?
Yes. It's Real Housewives of London.
Yeah.
And so apparently the Ladies of London has gotten canceled.
Yeah.
And we thought it was because Margot on the show was suing Bravo, although she's since proven no, she's not suing Bravo. She went on Jeff Lewis's podcast and confirmed that.
Jeff Lewis, back in the mix.
Yeah, always in the mix. Well, and then I think he's another plotline on Real Housewives of OC again.
That is, okay, when we get into it, that is OC's problem. Everything is about the press and the plot line and the podcast you went on, and which is, I know, Rich saying on a podcast, but I'm just like, oh my God, live in the real world, ladies. The together world. Ugh.
Totally. But and then I saw for Ladies of London, Bravo did not own Ladies of London. BBC did.
Okay.
They produced it. So Bravo has made their own Ladies of London, which is now Real Housewives of London, I believe. But it's premiering. It's premiering next week on Hayu, which is the British network. So I don't know. It started off as drama, but I don't think it really is. It's just network corporate chatter.
I know, but Ladies of London was so good.
I know.
BBC, give Bravo the rights and let us do it again.
Okay, so then Ultimate Girls Trip, which we've not hit on, and that's part of OC's plotline, so we don't have to touch much on it, but that should start airing in early August, which is I think this is going to be an iconic victory lap for Andy. If Andy retires after this Ultimate Girls Trip, Jessica, I'll be like, yeah, this makes sense.
That tracks, yeah. He's got the boyfriend now.
Yes, he's super happy in a relationship, and he's gotten so annoyed with everybody. Have you noticed that? I've been chirping that for a while, but on Watch What Happens Live, on the reunions, he's just annoyed.
Yeah, I know. I think he's kind of same old. And
also, did you see that Jackson, the publicist? Did you see this, Jax Taylor? Okay. Jessica, I mean, I think they purposely were oh, great, Scamanda happened with Wes and Amanda. So this is now a perfect time to launch our thing, because this would have rocked the internet. It still is rocking the internet. But it's
I know, but very mild rocking.
It's an eye roll, right? Wes and Amanda was like, what the fuck?
No,
and this is
the eye roll, Lauren, is that I read that they picked back up the cameras for the Valley.
Yeah.
No. This doesn't justify a camera pickup. I'm so sorry. I don't care. I don't need Mia's reaction to Jax dating his publicist. I just don't.
So for those that didn't see, this was something that started, I think, last year, right? And their publicists, their joint publicists, was seen getting cozy with Jax. When there's smoke, there's fire in the Bravo universe. And Brittany
Pun
and Jax...
intended with what we're dealing with.
Right. Seriously. Looking out the window. Britt and Jax both went on their joint podcast at the time. I think they were separated, so it was like cordial at best. And they didn't. They said both of them were like, no, this is not true. Yeah. And then recently, there's all these photos of them clearly hooking up in Mexico.
Canoodling in a pool.
And it's like, it almost looks staged. It's not like, it's not hidden. Someone's behind a bush, like looking out. No, it's like, hey girl, let me snap that photo of you and your man. Yeah.
It's probably another couple they traveled there with. And they were like, take photos from the pool chair of us over here. And then submit them to DeuxMoi. Like, go for it.
Also, a couple of key logistical things. She deleted her Instagram, but kept her publicist Instagram live. And the photos were posted on her company Instagram.
Because she got tagged in it? Yes. Oh my God, what an idiot. And she's a publicist. Like, come on.
I know. Wow. She's also the publicist of like a variety of other Bravo labs. So it'll be interesting to see like what happens to her. Jax, as we know throughout the years, has always fallen in love with women who are supposed to be like coaching him. Do you remember this?
Oh,
like the Reiki. Yes, the therapist, the Reiki instructor. I don't know what it is. He gets like Stockholm syndrome where he gets like attracted to the people who are supposed to be coaching him. You know, she was coaching him, was empathetic, was sympathetic, and he like made a move on her.
Was she still to this day Brittany's publicist?
I don't know, but you know she's not. I mean,
not anymore, but I was curious. I couldn't tell if she had kept both of them post-divorce and all that.
It has a very similar version of Wes and Amanda. How could you watch Jax on the Valley?
Yeah.
And still be like, yeah, I'm willing to go into this. Because unlike Wes, Jax had an element of unsafe.
Yeah. Yeah. Wes is just fuckboy, playboy, will smash your heart in a million pieces because you'll fall too hard. And he thought it was just all fun. Jax was like, I think you might punch me.
I totally agree, Jess. Totally. And speaking of Wes, let's jump to him as a Bravo on the headline, by the way. So there's a rumor that he's cheated on Amanda already. Did you see that one?
Yeah, I thought you were going to do the other one.
And the pregnancy rumor.
She did look pregnant in that one green dress. Like, that was not a flattering dress. I was like, there must be so much material for how skinny she is that there seemed to be, or the wind was blowing whichever way, and it like created a little poof. I kind of understand where people ran with that, but the playing into it, that is the thing. I still don't know how to articulate what it is that Amanda does, but she makes everything jokey and it's fun and games to her when it's like very serious stuff. And that's what remember I was saying, she always was doing that at the end of the relationship with Kyle.
Yeah.
Always like little jabs, like, ha ha ha, but like, we hate each other. And like things like that where it's like, no, this is like the demise of your marriage, kind of serious. And now she's like, let me be all jokey about me being pregnant. I keep saying performative.
At this point, we as a Bravo-verse have to stop trolling them because I think what it is, Jessica, is like, hate is her Gatorade. Like, she gets like energized. Conflict. You know, if it's Kyle and her having conflict, if it's like her and someone else, if it's trolls, she like gets over her depression and like gets out of bed in the morning to like go film the content reaction of like her being like pregnant.
She does do that, and that's why she's the biggest fucking hypocrite, because she says she curls into a ball and, oh, I couldn't leave my house. And then you do that to feed into it. Which one are you? She's me real riled up.
Right. You can't be a victim and also an antagonist. Like, it's a little bit of an oxymoron.
Thank you. That is it. That is what she's doing.
Okay, other two quick things. One, blind item, there was a Bravo couple that broke up but doesn't want people to know before the show airs.
I have not seen this.
Yeah, blind item. I saw it yesterday. I was thinking everyone was saying Rula and Brian, which is like, God, that's not even a tip. That's just like the weather. That's like giving the weather report.
That's inevitable. And they give no indication of like what even series.
So I was thinking, I was actually going with Salt Lake. Meredith and Seth were always a little rocky, or maybe even Lisa and John. But
Ooh, there have been swirlings about Lisa and John for a bit. So.
I know, right? And then the last thing, I don't know if you saw this, but I just thought you would agree with me on this. So Love Island is finally done. I watched a lot of Love Island. It was not a good season for a lot of details I will not bore you with. I think production screwed up some stuff. But Andy was asked to do the Love Island reunion.
Oh, yeah.
And I listened to his podcast occasionally. He was like pretty excited about it. And then I saw online that Ariana also was sharing the host duty with him. They clearly added her in kind of last minute. Which, could you imagine being Andy at Bravo? You've created this entire world. You've created Ariana.
You've created, Vanderpump and Ariana.
And then you're now sitting as like a peer next to her doing the reunion.
He will, of course, come on and be like, this is so amazing. Full circle. Like, you're now hosting things. And he's sitting there like,
Totally. The other thing I was thinking of was like, if that goes well, maybe that will start to be his successor, to be honest with you. That was the other conspiracy.
Love Island?
Just Ariana. Like, she's, you know what the funny thing with Ariana is watching that Love Island, there were moments that those castmates like popped off, like more than any other Love Island. Usually Love Island's very subdued. It's created by the Brits. They don't show emotion.
Mm-hmm.
This one, people got like, I'm going to like throw punches, like kind of like that.
My.
And Ariana's face was like a little bit like, oh my God. And you could just tell it was like taking her back to the Vanderpump days, Jessica. Like she's standing there. She's like, wait a second. I don't have to be involved in this. Like I'm the host. I can like step back. It was so funny.
Oh man.
Anyway, let's get into it. So Real Housewives of OC. The cast is back. Vicki is back. Shannon's back. Tamara's back. Emily's back. Gina's back. Heather's back.
Thank you. You've just summarized exactly what the problem is with this season. They made no changes. Vicki coming back was not enough of a shakeup.
And for those that aren't watching, like Vicki is the OG of all the housewives, but she's stuck in Mexico, Jessica. Like she like wants to get her Mexico citizenship. She does not want to come back and like be involved in these women. She's like living her best life.
I know. Well, sort of. Minus her like knee and her this and her that. I mean, her ailments. She got something, a cyst removed and is bleeding like before the party. I mean, typical Vicki, but
their drama right off the bat is based off of, did you catch this? Ultimate Girls Trip filming. That's literally what you said in the
Quiet Woman.
Shannon and Tamara got into a fight about the bill. Tamara suggests that Shannon was pissed that they were going to have to pay for it until Tamara went to the GM and said, we put you on the map. You must pay for it. Andy has already gotten on his podcast, Jessica. Did you see this? And said
something about that.
No, I was going to pay. I was going to pay for the bill and I was putting down my card to pay for the bill. And the GM came over and said, no, I will pay for the bill. So the entire starting point drama has already been debunked.
Is irrelevant.
As nonsense from Tamara.
So is Andy traveling around on this Ultimate Girls Trip with them?
He seemed like he was. I was listening to.
Or was that like a post filming? He was there and just went to dinner with the ladies.
He was there for like some award show he was hosting or something like that.
Okay.
He was not there to be involved in Ultimate Girls. And then he knew Ultimate Girls was filming, and he said I said this on his podcast. Like he texted Shannon, he's like, "Let's get the gang together. I want to go out to dinner." The compounding factor of this, I don't know if you saw this, but Katie Janela, remember her from last season, has been on other podcasts, and she's saying that off camera when she was on the show, they all talked about how if Tamara leaves, they don't know what they're gonna do. So it's this whole narrative again that Tamara is like the only point of drama that this cast has. I'm just mad we're starting this way, Jessica. Like,
of course.
This is like a mid-season realization. This is not a day one in this season. Yeah.
The other problem we have and that we harp on constantly is, okay, this group now has history. They have all filmed for so long, but they don't actually like each other. The majority. You can tell Heather, Tamara, and Gina have not seen each other since the reunion.
100%.
It's like, let's catch up. Months have passed. So, like, Heather and Tamra, don't tell me like your great friendship. You guys only film together. I really get the feeling like everybody else is doing their own thing.
Totally.
When it's not filming.
So Emily looks fabulous, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, that was pretty shocking. Also, at this point,
I know. I was like, do I just go on Ozempic? God damn.
You're like, should I do it?
Should I bite the bullet?
I mean, she looked freaking amazing. Gina's the best she's ever looked. Engaged, yeah. Although
actually appreciated he did not do it on camera. I was happy it was not part of like a plot line.
Sure. I thought it was a little embarrassing that her prototype ring had to be talked about.
Yeah.
Like Gina seemed like she was getting in front of that one. Like that wasn't
Everyone
maybe.
Was gonna be like, that's not real. Right. And she's like, no, I know. We're and like maybe it's that they're saving up for the real thing, and we're
think
just
you would
not
have
gonna...
to.
Yeah. She said their real estate company is doubling every year in
but
sales.
It's like it's easy to double when you're going from like 1 to 2, Jessica. Like we double our listeners, you know, like that's like, yeah, when you're in the early stages.
We went from 5 to 10.
So new friend, Carmela,
I think. I don't even know if I wrote her name down, but
yeah. What did you think of her? I thought she could be quite good.
I think she won't take shit and she's gonna go toe-to-toe with a few of them. Some talk a big talk and then crumble when someone actually comes at them.
Well, she was cast in the original or the attempted pilot of Real Housewives of San Diego, which never made it to TV. Like they must have canceled after the pilot. Jessica, she has an E! Interview that I was looking at the other day where the guy from E! and he's interviewing her and she's like, no, I was never a Real Housewives fan. I haven't really watched reality TV. It's like, yes, you have. You were part of the Real Housewives San Diego thing that didn't boot.
Yeah, and you were a playmate. You were probably on the E! show, like the playmate show. Like Lacey trying out multiple times for OC and now has found herself on the Valley.
It's like, just admit it. Let's talk about Jen quickly. Why isn't she married to Ryan? I don't understand why that's not happening.
Well, is she being smart for once in her life? Because there are a million red flags. I mean, I highly doubt it. I think it's literally an administrative, she can't get her shit together to plan anything. Truly. I think there's nothing deeper. She just can't do it. And okay, while filming, she looks like Jen. Did you think she looked extremely different in her confessional?
Yeah, I noticed
Massive work or something, and she looks worse.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I couldn't put my finger on it. I felt like I chalked it up to bad makeup.
And maybe it's work that hadn't settled yet, but
like, right. I totally agree.
Not good in the confessional, but yeah, maybe it's makeup.
At some point, with Jen's storylines being about her kids, like, you know how the housewives are always so like, you don't talk about my kids. Yeah. If your kid is your storyline and your kid are doing weird things, like I didn't feel like she was hard enough on him for driving 105.
He was like smiling and laughing like, that'll be tough to pay off.
Ryan's like,
did you take his car away? He had to have lost his license. Being that young and going that's like almost arrest level speed.
And then to have the fire thing like follow shortly after that being shown on TV. Let's talk about Heather. So Heather's mom appears, 80-year-old Heather's mom. And we realize, just like every mom that appears on Housewives, this is why Heather's such a little bitch. Sutton, Sutton with Sutton's mom, right? Like,
yeah,
I feel like there's been others.
Tamra's trashy ass mom, and you're like, oh, got it. Yeah,
you're like, you're a better version of this woman.
All I can think of is, that tattoo, that like a meme where it's no regrets and regrets is spelt wrong. Like that was just her being like, no regrets. I never wanted to be by my grandkids.
She's like, I've loved my life. As her daughter is sitting on national TV being,
don't you maybe wish you'd moved in? No.
But damn that skincare, Jessica. Damn that skin look good.
Okay, Lauren, let's not act like it's skincare. I have been burned before where Jen Aniston shows that she just uses Aveeno face products and she has the most gorgeous skin at 48. And I'm like, why doesn't mine look like that?
No, she's definitely going in to see Terry.
She's had a facelift.
Right. Yeah. Oh, totally. She's had a facelift.
Total facelift, but it's well done. I will give you that.
Yeah.
Not a Miss Pat. Miss Pat's getting a little like mummified.
Yeah, she needs to yank it up. Yank it up, girl. Okay, so Heather, we end on Heather's $75,000 party. I swear to God, Jessica, Heather, these parties are what keeps her on the show.
But these parties are maybe the lamest things I've ever seen. The space was too big for the number of attendees.
Correct. I agree.
There sounded like there was no music. I don't know if that was just a filming thing because they needed audio. But when they were talking, I'm like, there's no background anything. Like, it's like
Right.
dead silence. Why does she think you have to have like gifting stations? Real tattoos. It's like you're going to a pop-up. And I bet she just gets them all sponsored. So
Right. Totally. And
$75,000 is retail price, not what she paid.
I think at the end of the day, too, Heather, is just dang boring. You know when you put on the party mix and like some songs like are like, yeah, let's go. And some songs are like, I'm really like losing steam and I want to sit on the couch. I feel like Heather is that personified. Like, you get to the party and you're like, wow, this is great. Thanks.
Yeah. Her son is the cheesiest. He also said, I'm her handsome or something son. And I was like, no, cringe.
Now we've entered an era where these moms are trying to get their kids like some spotlight.
Because I think they're doing a next gen LA.
Oh, I don't want to watch Heather's kids. I don't want to watch Heather's kids. I'm not.
He's on it.
Shut up, Jessica. I'm not watching that. No, I can't. No.
He will be so PC. He'll never drink too much. He'll try to be like voice of reason. Yeah.
Hell no. Okay, last thing. Heather and Vicki storyline about how she inherited money. Again, for those that didn't see, Vicki was on a podcast. She said, I think Heather inherited money.
I love, though, Vicki is saying what I have said for a long time. What doctor lives in a $40 million house? The math ain't mathin' on how they are that rich. I completely agree with Vicki to question it, and I love that she's just going for it.
Let's go to In the City. Woo!
Oh, which just came to an abrupt end. I was like, oh, okay, this season one's over.
It's like, well, let's talk about it, because you and I texted on this last night. If you watched the trailer, we missed a lot.
So much wasn't shown, and it looked like juicy stuff, so what the hell?
Amanda literally threatening Kyle, saying, if you come for me, I'll come for you, because we don't have a prenup.
Yeah.
And Kyle's like crying, tears rolling down his eyes. And then Jessica, I said this to you last night, but I swear to God, so I've been watching more of the like live on Hulu, not Peacock. And I swear to God, in like when they say, oh, and In the City, and they run a commercial almost for In the City, there was also a scene where Lindsay was sitting next to Kyle at a bar, and Lindsay was saying to Kyle, basically, Amanda has 1 foot out of this relationship. Yeah. And if they would have showed that, we as Bravo would have said, we know exactly what Lindsay's talking about. She's referencing that Amanda is stepping out on Kyle.
Yeah.
But they cut it. And I just have to think, I mean, somebody wrote it in our comments, and I agree with them on the Instagram page, that like the production is trying to make sure Amanda is not so disliked that she can come back to In the City with Wes, that she feels like she has a place to come back to.
It seems like they're still protecting her with stuff. And I think they took that part of Lindsay saying that out because Kenny was on Watch What Happens Live, and he said, when we were filming, there were rumblings of her and West already. And they filmed like up to almost Thanksgiving time, at least early November. So he goes, yeah, people were starting to be like, wow, they seem friendly. And that's, I'm sure, what Lindsay was alluding to. And they took that all out because it didn't go with West and Amanda's timeline.
Or even Lindsay's timeline, Jessica, which is that maybe they all knew. Here's the other thing. Here's my other conspiracy on the reunion, that Amanda is basically trying to pin Kyle and says, was it just Sally that you slept with?
Yes.
Throughout the course of marriage. So I did some research. So Sally and Kyle saw each other at BravoCon. Sally was also in New York around January 7th. It was the first time she was doing Watch What Happens Live for Southern Charm at the time. She then went back to New York in February, on the 2nd or 4th of February. And that was the premiere day of, I believe, Summer House, or
wasn't she at the premiere?
She's making out with Kyle that day. She was making out with Kyle. And that's what Sierra said in the reunion of Summer House, like, I called you, Amanda, when Sally and Kyle were making out. And I thought I was being such a good friend for you. That was February. Jessica, I think he's been hooking up with Sally like way before the statement came out.
I just think they both have been done so much longer and they won't admit to it. Like why don't they just say we actually said in November we were separated? So anything from that point forward
was fair game.
Yeah, I know.
They're
they're all lying about the timeline. Kyle's lying about it. Amanda's lying about it.
What do you think, though, on the seriousness of Sally and Kyle? Because here's the thing. Whether or not you agree with what I just said on the timeline, where Sally and Kyle were maybe hooking up way before, to sit there and say on national TV, maybe we should go on a double date, you and Sally and me and Wes. Jessica, like, people have been dating way longer before they announce on national TV that they are... Like, that wasn't a 2-week hookup situation.
Right.
Or do you think she was just trying to ding Kyle for making out with Sally at the premiere?
Yeah. I think she's also just trying to be like, see, you're hooking up with another Bravo person.
So back to In the City. So let's card, which is really the drama that the cast kind of hangs on to here in the final moments.
Right.
So for those that didn't watch, they basically go to Connecticut. In the house, the room choice becomes a problem, as it always is for Bravo celebrities.
Yeah.
And Whitney gets mad that Lindsay plays the mom card to get the primary room, the best room, in place of Yvonne, which everybody thought that they should all...
After the disastrous wedding dinner.
Right.
Civil ceremony celebration. What I just came back to when it was Lindsay and Whitney finally talking in the kitchen, like post apple orchard and whatever, they both didn't know what point they were trying to prove. It was Whitney focusing on that you said the mom card. And Lindsay's like, that's exactly what you said. And then Kenny's like, but didn't you use the mom card? And Lindsay's like, I just said that because I haven't been away from my kid, I deserve a bigger room. And Kenny's like, right. Like, no one could like land the plane on like their like dinger of why Lindsay had no leg to stand on because she was playing the mom card. So, like, what is the fight about? And she's admitting, I said because I'm a mom, I should get the room.
Totally agree, Jessica. And all I kept thinking in my head is that, like, as a new mom, we're not new moms anymore, but newer moms, just don't want to hear new moms fighting about being new moms. Like, Jessica, we're going on a girls trip next weekend. We're going to Vegas. I will be happy sleeping on the bathroom rug in the Vegas bathroom. You know what I mean? I want to be drunk, and I want to be sitting in front of that campfire, and I'm picking apples.
As long as I'm not sharing a twin bed with someone, I'm good. As long as I got a bigger bed than a twin, that would be my only stipulation that I would maybe put up a fuss. A pull-out couch, fair game. I think the women, and I know it's usually housewives, like we can go back to the Ramona and Sonia days that they always took the primary because they shared. But what they want to do is that they have such high standards that like this room is beneath them. In my mind, it makes them look like this free trip is like the best thing they're going to get. Like, I think it has the opposite effect. You look like desperate that you need the nice room. It's like, oh, can't afford to go on this trip later yourself. Like,
like this is my one time getting away, everybody.
It's like, that's embarrassing. You should just be like, oh, cool, we're here. I think Bethany said that. I hate to quote a Bethany Frankel. I remember once she was done with New York, she said, those women all, like my castmates, all looked at the trip as a vacation. And she's like, it was work for me. That just was kind of like embarrassing to them. Like, oh, that's your vacation. I'm working right now, mic'd up. Like, this is a show.
Yeah.
I will be going on my $1 million vacay, like, privately.
Right. Totally. Let's talk about Amanda quickly. Amanda was suspiciously trying to be fun on that trip. Like, she put on the robe with Kyle and she walked into like their bedroom and it was like, hey, like everybody, I'm in the robe, the kid's robe. And then there was like a lot of cackling. I call it like the Julia Roberts laugh, where instead of just like, ha ha ha, it's like, ah, like throw your head back and like.
That's the Lindsay Hubbard laugh.
Yeah, like throw your head back and like,
yeah.
You know, like laughing like that. I'm like, she's fucking West. She's got the camo on. She's trying to be fun. She's fucking him at this
I mean,
point.
she could only try so hard. Friendsgiving night, they were all like, and Amanda went to bed right after dinner.
Yeah, which, by the way, where the heck was Katie Arula? I mean, I think they tried to basically edit her out. Don't you think?
I think so. I mean, I don't think she's at the reunion now, speaking of.
Yeah, she had the miscarriages, which at that point, it's like, I would be dead to the world. I would never come out. Yeah. But the one thing about it that's really frustrating is, could you have guessed that Amanda's friend would have, like, not really fulfilled the contractual duty to come on? You could have guessed it. Out of all the people, Sierra's bringing Mia. Mia's the light of our life on Summer House.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Kyle's bringing friend after friend after friend in the mix, and they're all trying.
Yeah.
And Amanda brings the one friend that literally, like, just slithers off into the sunset, you know? And you're like, okay, all right, Katie. So now they have 3 pregnancies, so that will be interesting. But Jessica, again, like, if In the City's signing us up to see how baby life is. I can't. Jessica, I cannot do that. I think there's a problem, and we've maybe talked about this with Real Housewives of New York, in filming the late 30 to early 40 crowd when the kids are young, because it's such a weird time when you're dealing with your hormones and what your new normal looks like. It's almost more fun to see Next Gen, which is 20 years old, or Real Housewives who are 50 and their kids are fully grounded and self-sufficient. Yeah. This age group is hard for me to watch and be like...
Because it's us. Like, we prefer older or younger. I totally agree. And maybe this is just a good segue into In the City.
Yeah. Next Gen NYC?
Yes, Next Gen NYC. I freaking love a cast that gets fucking hammered on camera. I love it. Riley is just not aware that the cameras are capturing everything. Like, I love it. And then one of the best quotes, if you caught it, was Riley in her drunken state saying to Georgia, I don't want that drink. There might be ketamine in it. And Georgia goes, Riley, I've never been on drugs around you.
Yes.
I've never taken that. I've never done drugs. I've never been on them around you. So what are you even talking about? I know for a fact I do those with my drug friends.
I love Next Gen.
I was like, this is amazing. We're not even hiding. Like, it's real. Like, we can kind of tell Georgia does some drugs. Like, that wasn't surprising.
It's just quintessential, the chaos of your 20s where you're trying to act like you're an adult.
Yep.
So for those that aren't watching the show, like, the group is like now friends again, which is great. But there's like still a couple of like key dramas. And Riley, who's Candy Burris's daughter, seems to come back late into filming. Yeah. And is like the only one that really gets like tanked on camera. Like tanked.
Well, Ariana has to be sober because she's gotten some DUI or something.
Oh, right. That's
why Ariana's sober. Yeah, she lost her license and she's on probation.
That's so funny. And then Georgia, first of all, she looks fabulous. She's like had the second season glow up. Did you see she was on Watch What Happens Live with Andy?
Yes.
And he was like kind of rude to her.
Yeah. My Gen Z thing is actually about that. Watch What Happens Live.
Really?
We'll get to that. Interesting. I know I shouldn't say it because I guess, and this has nothing to do with her body, because she, is fighting like an eating disorder and went to an outpatient facility in between seasons. They were cutting back to clips from season 1, and I was like, her face was like prettier. What was the difference?
And then they're
yeah, they did a few cutbacks. Literally nothing to do with her body size.
She's bangs now. Did you notice that?
Maybe I hate the bangs. Maybe it's the bangs.
So Georgia has bangs, and then Charlie, if you notice, he's gotten his eyebrows dyed. So he's got like a troll look to him. Like, the hair is messier, and the eyebrows are big and black now.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. I need to hear season 1 to 2 confessionals.
I love Liam. He's reality TV gold in my mind because he's like what the Southern Charm cast, Jessica, wishes they were. Like, as men. If you were watching him as a casting director, you'd be like, he's a heartthrob. Let's pick him up.
Yeah. I was cringing in embarrassment for Hudson in this last episode when he's like, that guy rides horses. He ain't got nothing on me. And I was like, Hudson, other than being a billionaire, like, he's got a lot going for him.
I know, but Jessica,
over you.
but what a flex. Hudson's getting filmed walking off his private jet, stepping into his, I believe that was a Maybach.
I know, the like light up seats. I was like, what the fuck?
I'm like, Hudson's kind of showing off. And I like that. I like that. Because I don't think we've ever seen a B billionaire on Bravo.
Yeah.
Even Heather Dubrow is not a B. Even
No.
Lisa Vanderpump is not a B. So
correct. I know. I'm thinking through that newest Miami housewife that came
closest. She was closest.
Really rich. Yeah.
Right. But Hudson was like taking the private jet like an Uber from Atlanta up to
NYC.
New York.
He's like, I've got this huge apartment just sitting empty.
What do you think of Rowan, who Brooke Shields' daughter is on this? I think her name's Rowan, right? She's very cute.
Yeah. Has a boyfriend. I wish she was single.
That her mom, Brooke Shields, seemed absolutely kooky. I was like, you've been on camera before. This shouldn't be this nervy for you to like just be on camera.
I think some of those people that have only ever done like the sitcoms movies, they're like, there is a camera watching me in real life. I don't have a role. This is my home.
It made me think that she's quite a kook in real life. You know what's interesting is Next Gen NYC started with like a lot more famous people's kids, and they all bailed. Like it was like Kimora Lee Simmons, right? Russell Simmons' wife. Their daughter was supposed to be in the original. And I think they all thought this was like hokey pokey bullshit. Like they didn't want to be on camera. And now it's coming. The snowball's coming because we have Brooke Shields' daughter on here. I feel proud for them that like.
And did you notice I've already felt the shift a bit? It wasn't until Brooks just had a FaceTime with his dad. I was like, oh, the parents are starting to go more to the background. Like they needed them to be the connection in season 1. Like there were a lot of Meredith Marks sightings. There was a lunch with Teresa. Candy came into town. Now it's just FaceTimes because they're just talking to their parents. The parents are stepping back.
Right, yeah. We don't need like the parents' weekends. We just need like the parents' phone calls.
We don't need Seth having a man-to-man convo with Charlie.
Let's talk about Meredith Marks' son, Brooks Marks, his resort collection. Have you looked into this?
No, but it's giving Sheree Whitfield's collection. Spring, summer. It's coming out in spring, summer.
So I looked up the resort collection. It's basically colored sweatsuits. There's no even detail on them that would, you know, like the black one at least had the name Brooks Marks going up and down. Then he debuted at Salt Lake City Fashion Week. So he's putting so much pressure on himself for this like resort collection. And then the reality is it's like 4 of the exact same sweatsuits with different colors.
Isn't that what Jen Shaw said at the first one? She goes, are they all wearing the same thing?
I mean, and they're super expensive. And so I was reading Reddit and somebody actually said, my God, I know exactly what this collection is because she worked at a nursing home and a nurse who worked in there was buying these sweatsuits for their patients because the sweatsuits have 2 things going for them. One, there's a ton of pockets because they're supposed to be like, you can travel in them. So apparently nursing home fogies love to like pick up things and put them in their pocket. And the second is they're a little bit thicker because, again, you're supposed to be traveling with them. So if it's like a little cold on the airplane. And in the nursing home, notoriously, everyone's always cold.
Yeah.
So she's like, these are really going over well in the nursing homes.
Stop it.
Can you imagine Brooks Marks hearing that?
Yeah. Like nursing home hit.
Let's go on to the Valley.
Yay. Lauren, the way I just want to give up on it.
I know a few people who have stopped watching it.
I know.
So can we just talk about in Mexico? So we actually haven't recapped fully Mexico.
Yeah.
One of the things that I wanted to get your take on it, because I was screaming at the camera, Jessica, when they were in Mexico, they were drinking a lot of street liquor. Like they had that like coconut juice shot from the bar, which was not refrigerated and homemade in Mexico.
Yeah. I know. They were playing with fire.
Isn't that like number 1 thing you're not supposed to do in Mexico?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm shocked. Yeah.
I think we started on Zach's birthday. I feel bad for Zach because they clearly do not want to move him to protagonist. But the fact is that episode was wrapped around him getting hit in the head.
Yeah. Oh my God, he is main character energy.
And it felt like Jessica, he knew that this was his moment to be main character. So he pushed, like I would have gone home, but he pushed through the thing on his head, the getting hit.
Whoop it up still. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
And so Danny at the Zach bar, Nia says to him, you're making people uncomfortable by dancing. And then he proceeds to say the word uncomfortable. I clocked 15 times.
It was absurd.
He's so annoying.
Yeah. And I feel like someone has said it. Maybe Lala has summarized it. I just don't think people like Danny's personality sober. And then when he's drinking, everyone's extremely annoyed by him. And that is so true. Like, oh my God, him getting his vasectomy and he's like, thinks it's a fucking stand-up show. Like, I know he had nitrous oxide, which makes you maybe a little giggly, but he's like singing into it. And I was like, I hate him so much. He's like the epitome of that Hollywood actor man that like can't turn it off. And I'm like, how is Nia attracted to him? He is so fucking annoying.
He's so annoying. I fast forwarded through that vasectomy. I was like, oh hell no. I'm not going to give you the pleasure, Danny, of watching the brand deal that you got to get that vasectomy done.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give you the pleasure. So Janet reveals, very traumatic, that she was sexually assaulted in her childhood. And basically she's triggered by Danny because of this, what happened to her. And therefore, that's where this is all coming from, of why so targeting Danny.
At least it gave some context of why Janet was such a like dog with a bone of that, and why she said, I can't apologize. Like, that's where I draw the line. I will never apologize to a man who's done that because of that. That all made sense. But what Danny is not understanding, he keeps just bringing it back to, you guys are all on me about my drinking. It's like, no, it's what you do when you drink. Like, why can he not get that through his dumb little head? So I think, of course, I guess it makes sense. He doesn't want to acknowledge that he has done some inappropriate things while drinking because he doesn't want to admit he maybe has a problem or should stop. So he just keeps saying, everyone's on me about my drinking and my drinking. Brittany and them all just said I should drink as much as I want. And it's like, yes, if you don't act like an asshole when you do it. It's like, why aren't you following the thread?
Connect the dots, dude. Jessica, here's my hot take on all this, which I know if people are following it along with in the Valley and listening to us, they're going to be like, what the fuck, Lauren? But you know who would have corrected the situation? Take one wild guess. Jax Taylor. I went back and watched last season. Jax Taylor was calling this in this exact way since episode 7, not even the end of the episodes, about how Danny drinks. He's been called out by his business partners that Danny cannot come to their bar anymore because of how he does inappropriate things with women, how Danny is an alcoholic. He was saying shots like, where's Danny tonight? Bet he's off drinking. And unfortunately, Jax is an idiot and he's dark and thank God
he has no credibility. That's also the problem. But
he has also in the past, and you know this from VPR, he catches things and he talks about things before they are live issues.
Some could say he starts it.
I hate to say that.
Well, he was going at Danny at that final season party about this.
One quick thing about Lacey, by the way, she was on Two Teas in a Pod and she said she prefers women.
What?
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Not crazy in the sense that she prefers women. I think she's had a hideous relationship with men where she got super physically abused and all of that. Yeah. Interesting that she prefers women and she's with Jesse.
I bet Jesse dresses up clothes for her.
I mean, something is off with the chemistry of this cast when Lala and Lacey, who's basically the other woman, Jessica, as far back as history could take us, Lacey should be enemy number one throughout everything in life, right?
Yeah.
They're the two voices of reason on this cast.
I know. Right. Was it Shuri and Kristen this season?
No. Yeah.
Ooh, Kristen making that comment, she's going to get so much fucking heat and she deserves it.
What is it?
When she said she started to question the timing of Janet bringing up the trauma. And I was like, oh, don't go there, Kristen, saying, why is she only now mentioning it? And it's like, you're making it sound like she's making it up or, using it. And I'm like, oh, bad, bad, bad.
The Nia blocking Danny at Mexico. For those who didn't watch, Nia basically stands in between Lala, who's going at Danny, and she stands in between the two of them in effort to try and prevent Lala from speaking directly to Danny. It was the weirdest thing we've ever seen on TV.
I like almost could not watch it. I don't even know how to articulate how uncomfortable and like also mad. Like I was kind of mad at Nia that she like has to do this and does it for him. But I have to send you this one woman where she does impersonations
With the
and
dog?
she does. Yes, and she does like such funny where she's like, I'm your wife. I'm your wife. Like, come back to the room. I'm your wife. And then she like pretends then she like suddenly is Danny, like saying stuff. And oh my God, she's so funny. But the way, like the amount of times Nia was like, look at me. I'm your wife. I was like, is this a thing you learned in therapy?
No,
of like,
you know where she learned
look
it?
in their eyes.
I feel
and,
like
reconnect.
Jessica, I feel like she learned it at Bible camp. I feel like their church, like, hold your wife in the highest regard. That was her code word to him to be like
snap out of it.
Yes.
I'm important. Don't fall for this. And then people I've seen online, and it's so true. They're like, at this point, I do not know, other than like brand deals and notoriety and whatever, but they were like, what are Danny and Nia getting out of being on this cast? Nia has said, these are terrible people. They're not our friends. Blah, blah, blah. Then move away.
Right.
This is very toxic for you two. If you're back for another season, it's for the fucking paycheck. You can't tell me you're enjoying this, that this is good for you guys and your mental health and your marriage. Exit stage left.
And can I say one thing too? I was thinking about Sally the other day. And the one reason why Sally, I think, can be so wild and what she does, she has no filter. I mean, with the Kyle cooking, it's like, that's insane that she's going after him. Not only is Kyle good friends with Austin, who she pursued so heavily on camera, but if she was at all friends with the Summer House cast, that's also weird, right? Like, she's just ostracizing herself in ways that, like, I feel like growing up in the 90s, we would never even consider doing, right?
Yeah.
Especially on camera. Yeah. But the thing that Sally has going is that she keeps her day job. She continues to be the surgeon or the robotic assistant, whatever it is. Right?
She loves that you think she's a surgeon.
Yeah, right. She loves it. I think she's a surgeon, but we know she has some semblance of a day job, and she keeps it constantly. And I think, Jessica, that allows her to know in her heart that she does not depend on the show as her primary source of income.
Yeah.
So she doesn't have to she doesn't have to do anything on any show that she thinks fans would like or dislike or whatever.
Right.
And I feel like if I were going on these reality TV shows, I would try and follow that because I think you get so wrapped up in what do the fans want that you lose the authenticity of like...
Totally. Yeah.
What would I actually think in this moment if nobody's watching me?
I cannot even imagine the mind fuck it is. Lauren, we have how many listeners? And before we start recording, we say our real thoughts and then we tailor a little bit, because we know some really won't land.
But, Jessica, anything else on the Valley?
No. How is the Valley still going and In the City's over? I'm like, there's still more? What? Is it only one more episode? Like, are we almost done? Put me out of my misery?
Put us out. And by the way, we didn't even talk on In the City how Lindsay was like up in everyone's comments on like Queens of Bravo. Anyway, Jessica, I'm dying to know, what are we talking about? What are the kids talking about these days?
Okay.
I'm dying to go back to Georgia and hear about this.
So this isn't like a trend or a theme, but since Georgia is like epitome of a Gen Zer, she was on Watch What Happens Live, and Lacey and Jesse were also on. So it's 3 people. Like,
why did they have 3 with Georgia? That makes me feel sad for Georgia, like that they knew she couldn't carry it.
But she got first chair. Yeah, they're on, and it was a viewer question. Asks Jesse, what are your thoughts about Michelle and Dr. Dre?
Yeah.
And he gives like a pretty PC answer of like, if that's what makes her happy, I found out about it when the world found out about it, like kind of crazy. And then Georgia must have like said something to Andy, and Andy's like, oh, Jesse, Georgia has a question. And I'm like, what is she gonna ask? Like, I was like, she's gonna have some weird ass question about this relationship. And she said, who is Dr. Dre?
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I knew that was gonna be what he said. I knew
It
that
was, oh my God, but like also just not staged. Lacey and Jesse had like the biggest, like, oh my God, you don't know who Dr. Dre is? And all I could think, like, okay, he's behind a ton of songs I have to imagine she would know, just as like a producer and like all that. Yes, he had some of his own hits, but he was a big enough name, if you ask me. Like, I know who the fucking Beatles are. Like,
Right.
I didn't grow up in their era. And okay, fine, they're a way bigger name than Dr. Dre. But I was just like, really, Georgia? You do not know who Dr. Dre is?
Yeah, I know. And
like, did you know who Damon Dash was then? Like, that's kind of the same time era.
I think they ran the same group. Like,
right. Here's just such a Gen Z comment. I was like, oh, Georgia.
But I also think she says it. You know how people say comments that because they want to try and act cute? I'm just so cute. I don't even know who Dr. Dre is. I feel like Andy was potentially annoyed with her. I was doing this before you even knew what Bravo was. Like, kiss
before
the ring.
You were born, honestly. Oh, I guess she was just about born because didn't OC was 20 years ago. Right. Conspiracy.
So Lindsay Graham. Did you hear that?
R.I.P.
I don't know why I'm laughing.
Republican. I know, we're so bad. I don't know why whenever someone dies, we're like, R.I.P. and we start laughing.
I don't know what it is. He's a Republican senator from South Carolina. He was 70. He went to Ukraine. And then he came home and he, quote unquote, died suddenly. And like my parents were very into this versus I'm a little like, I think he's 70. I think that's an age where potentially some of those health issues start to crop up. My dad was like, no, this is Russia written all over it. So the conspiracies are that basically, first of all, he was poisoned by Russia because he's pro-Ukraine. Second conspiracy was that Ukraine drone factory, because now we use drones when we fight wars. Everybody uses drones.
Yeah.
And Russia blew up the drone factory while he was there. And they didn't even realize they were going to hit him, but they were like, thank God, we'll take it. There's also this whole thing that like he was in Ukraine and he couldn't have gotten back from Ukraine with enough time to be in his home. Oh, I saw another one too that was online that said that it was a butt plug detonator. I mean, this is crazy. But the one thing I will say.
That's because there's been rumors he's gay.
He's gay, yes.
They're leaning into that one. That one I don't believe. No. The others I'm maybe believing.
It's just crazy to think that it could have been just the slip of something from a waiter into one of your drinks.
Right.
And it causes the same reaction in your body as a heart attack would cause. Right. And then he's old enough to where,
it's in the realm of possibility. My other thing is he just like a big enough of a target that was this like a trial run and they're like, okay, we got him. So now we can use this game plan on Trump if he's over here or something.
I don't know what the larger strategy is with that. I totally agree. It's kind of like out of all the chess pieces that you would go after, like he's like not a big one. So Jessica, we're entering a world that I'm not sure of these days, so that's all I can say on the matter. But
I was gonna say next time we record will be post Vegas, so let's see if we have any. We're gonna try to go to Vanderpump Garden. Is that? I never know the name of it in Vegas. Her little cocktail.
Yeah, we're trying to see Lisa Vanderpump there and see her at her. Yeah, I think it's Vanderpump Cocktail Garden.
And if not, maybe we'll see Garcelle's son.
And Jessica, we're gonna fight about the room and the beds just to have an honorable moment to Lindsay Hubbard.
We have one room with 2 queen beds. So.
I want to have a cocktail in my hand the entire time.
Yes, I think we can do that.
Jessica, great talking to you.
You too.
Bye.